Hi, this is Alfredia with Pursuing Greatness and Legacy Coaching. Thank you for joining me today. I am so excited, as always, to meet you here, and thank you for being here today. Hit the subscribe button, share, and comment. So today, I just want to share with you the a message that I heard from my pastor on yesterday. But I want to take it and put it into content because I've shared this with you guys on my videos at Pursuing Greatness on Facebook, my Facebook group. He talked about every year. And at the beginning of this year, 2026, you know how we get excited about the new year and all the things that we're going to do and accomplish within that year. And so we start out, and a lot of us, we start out talking about, we want to lose the weight, right? And so we start out our year and we're consistent with it. We get the gym membership and we're excited about it. And not only with our weight loss, there are some of us who have business ideas, and you go to work and you take action, and you file the business with the state, and you file your LLC and corporation, whatever it may be. You begin to do the research and that's necessary to put that business into action. You're excited about it, you're enthusiastic about it. You just can't even contain your excitement. Same thing with your vision. You have your vision ideas, and you like, okay, this year I'm gonna actually write it down. I'm gonna actually do the research that it takes to find out what it's gonna take to bring this vision to life, right? To put it into action, to make it real for me. And then some of us is purpose in life. For me, every year it was purpose. It was purpose because I was trying to find my purpose. And so whatever it may be, whatever dream you may have, whatever idea it is, we have that excitement at the beginning of the year, and 2026 was no different. We all did that, and we jumped in, and we were gung ho, and we were excited, and we were moving with momentum. And so what happens is that probably, and he said this, in the mid year, we've slowed down. Some of us, we've given up, and we feel like we can't do it, and you've forgot about the vision you have, and you've let the gym membership just sit there. You paying for it. You're not going to the gym, but you're paying for it. And so you just kind of like, giving up at this point. And then you'll say, okay, next year, 2027, going to be a better year. He talked about it's never too late. And that is my mantra. It's never too late, no matter where you are in life, no matter what stage of life you're in. It's never too late. There's more life for you to live, right? And to lead. That business idea that you started, and that weight loss journey that you started at the beginning of the year, and that vision you had at the beginning, look, it's a lot more left in 2026. And it's nothing too hard for God. Anything impossible for man is not impossible for God. So I encourage you to whatever, to take up, remember what it was. And he said this, remember that idea you had, that business idea, that vision you had. And I'm saying that, the weight loss journey you were on, remember it. You don't have to start anew. Just remember the journey that you were on at the beginning of the year. Pick it up, because there's more left within 2026. It's not the end, right? We're middle ways and a little over middle ways, and hey, you still can make it happen in 2026. You don't have to wait to 2027. And sometimes I've told you this story on one of the videos that I did over on Pursue Greatness, the Facebook page group. I shared this with you guys. I was driving one day, and in my car, I was just driving, and all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit brought back to me this remembrance of I wanted to be a writer. I must have been about 12, 13 years old, and I really wanted to be a writer. But over the years, I totally had forgotten about that, never even thought about it. But when he brought that back to my remembrance, and I had started the project I'm working on now. And I said, God, I said, you're awesome, because I totally forgot about that. And look what you brought me to, because he did it, not me. He brought me to, and that project I'm working on, he was like, that's what I told you to do. I didn't tell you to do any of that. I told you to do that. That's what I told you to do. And so I'm working on this project, and when he brought that back to my remembrance, I'm like, Lord, thank you. Some of us just need to go back and remember. Remember exactly what it was that you were excited about, that vision you had, that business idea you had, the dream that you had, right? And so, even the weight loss, you know, me myself, when I started a weight loss journey, I was just like that, right? And I start, I stop, but I kept I kept trying. And I think the object here is to never give up. Always, for me, just never give up. I don't care how long it take. I don't care what you go through. I don't care what the obstacles are. Keep moving through it. Keep, moving forward, and don't stop. Don't give up, because giving up, as I said in my last video, my last podcast, giving up is not an option. The young lady talked about, April, she talked about, when she started her comedic career, she said, hey, I started out, I was doing great. The first time I did it, I did great. And then she was invited to the pastor's home, and she did awesome. And then the pastor's wife invited her back to the church, and she said, I bombed, right? And so it wasn't as great. But what she did was she just paused. She didn't stop. She said, I just paused and just kind of gave it a minute and collected herself and picked it back up. And now she's doing it. She's producing, and she's doing all the things, and so can you. What make you different? You're no different than she is. God is no respect of person. You can do it as I've done it, as many of others have done it. You can do it. And you may need help with that. Legacy coaching is here to assist you, to get you started, if you're in the middle of it, to bring you over the hump, to give you systems and steps and direction to put in place so that you have a guide to follow to get you through to the next level, next step. And the man of God said yesterday, he said, what's the next step? Give God your next step. And so we're here to help you with the next step, whatever that is, at Legacy Coaching. And so you actually can reach me. I have my number. I give it to you every single time I do this type of podcast. I give it to you because I'm talking about getting you started and helping you on your way, wherever you are in the process. We're here to assist you. So you definitely can reach me. My name is Alfredia Spates, and I'm with Legacy Coaching, and you can reach me 248-914-0773, 248-914-0773. Don't give up. Push through. Push your way through, because there's more to do. You have more to do. You have more life to live. You don't have to just stop and give up, especially if you're a certain stage in age in life. Listen, you don't have to lay down. People tell you, you can retire at this age. What for? What for? Okay, if you want to retire, that's good. But most people retire, and what they do, they go get another job. Why? Why not do, even if you retired, why not do that one thing that you always desired to do? Now you have the opportunity to do it. You retired, you're not doing anything, and so here's the great opportunity for you to take that vision, dream, and business idea and put it into action. And and like I said, it's never too late for you to do that. And if you need assistance with that, of course legacy coaching is here to help you with that. And just don't, I can't stress it enough. Giving up is not an option. It's not even in your vocabulary. It's not. Um, Obama used to say, yes, we can. Yes, you can. Because if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. And so there's always a way out for you. There's always a way of escape because God has always given you a way to do it. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. And here I am offering up to you the service to help you if you need it. Sometimes, I don't know what it is that's stopping you. You know what it is. Sometimes it's fear, procrastination, a lot of things. It could be depression. It can be a bunch of things that are holding you back and keeping you in bondage, not allowing you to reach your full potential in life, not allowing you to go after those things in life that you wholeheartedly desire. And let me just share with you, podcasting is nothing I wanted to do. It was the farthest thing from my mind. I didn't even think about it. Uh, so what happened is when God, I said this before, led me to leave my real estate career of 25 years. I'm like, okay, God, I did it. And it's like, okay, what's next? Because I didn't know what was next. And as I was working on the project that I'm working on now, um, my coach said to me, she said, you know, um, you can do the podcast. You can do a podcast. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because anybody that knows me, I don't want to be in front of nothing, in front of the camera doing a video. I don't want to tell you nothing about what's going. I don't want to share my personal with you, and I would share it when God would tell me to share it. Well, what I didn't realize is that this is part of where God was taking me. I didn't know what, but she said to me, she said, okay, you don't want to do that because I shared with you in 2025, I had an illness and I was so sick, and I had these episodes that would come up on me and they would come out of nowhere, and I was vomiting and I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit, I couldn't lay down. Definitely, I could not drive, and the doctors didn't know what was going on with me. And so the middle part of 2025 all the way to the beginning of, well, the end of December, I was experiencing those episodes. So I couldn't go too far away. I couldn't venture away from home, not too far. And so, and I was sharing with you that as I was going through that situation, it was hard. So I didn't know what to do, and I had lost everything, had no money. Let me just say that I had no money. And so as I was going through all of that, so what happened, as she was coaching me, she said, I had started this Facebook group because I didn't want to do the podcast, but I had started this Facebook group called Pursuing Greatness. She said, okay. She said, well, pick up the Facebook group that you had. Go back to that. And I did. I went back to it and I looked at it. And I went back to just look at if anybody was paying attention to it, liking it, or if I was getting any hits on it, or, whatever the media world say that that is. So, but anyways, I looked and I was just writing things on my page. But I said, okay, let me try videos. And so I started doing videos. And as I started doing videos, I started getting views and people coming to the page. And so I said, okay. Then I found out, man, I like it. And I never ever thought I would do anything in life that I like. Now I did stuff I didn't like, made money, was successful at it, but I did it because it was what I had to do. But I found out that I like, I like helping people without a doubt, but I liked, doing the Facebook page and being in that group and starting that Facebook group page. I like that. And so then I liked the videos I was putting out. And so then I just said, okay, let me just try the podcast. So one day I just kind of tried the podcast. And what do you know? I liked it. I like it. And so I started the podcast and I was bringing on guests. And my guests was sharing with you all, their journey. And some of them, started late in life. This journey that I'm on doing this, 64 years old, I started this. And so that's why I'm telling you, I don't care where you are in life, it's never too late for you to do it. Some of them, started at 60, some of them 50, some of them 40, 30, it does not matter. There's a whole lot of life left to live. Don't lay down and die. Not physically. You can be alive and dead, walking around, just existing. I never wanted my life to be that. And I always said, God, I don't want to be here just to exist. There is something in this world that I need to be doing. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I know and so and when you ask God to do something, right, he take you through because, most of the time it's not okay. Here it is and let's do it. Nope. He had to take you through a journey of preparation, getting you prepared for the journey. So even when you make the decision, nothing is easy in life. Nobody ever said the road was easy. So you have to have realistic expectation when you start those businesses and you put those things into action and you researching and you're starting the vision, the business of your vision, and so those things. So I just want you to know, don't think it's going to happen all at once and it's going to be easy and it's just going to flow, because it doesn't. So you have to have the stamina, the wherewithal, the persistent. You have to be committed to it, right? And then you have to actually learn how to put boundaries in place, because you are going to have to be disciplined and focus on whatever it is that you are desiring to do. Now, I haven't always been disciplined. I haven't always been focused in my journey in life, period. Doing even on my jobs and in my careers, but I had to become that way because I had to blot out time for this, time for that, time for, in order to assist my clients in the best way possible. So I had to learn to be disciplined in the things that I was doing. And so will you. And so I just want to take this opportunity to say to you, and this, I want to leave you with this. It's never too late in life to start your journey. There's more life left, and there's more of 2026 left. It's enough time for you to get started with whatever that vision is, whatever that business idea is, whatever that purpose you're seeking. Listen, we're here to help. Legacy Coaching 248-914-0773. We're here to help, to give you the tools that you need, the roadmap you need, the systems that you need to jumpstart your business or to get over the hump. See you next episode.